Despite what the final score would tell you, the Chicago Bulls got whooped today in Denver, mostly the starters. Me and Pat going to talk about it, the positive takeaways, the bad takeaways, all that and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Pat, this game, bro, we probably should have started talking off with Javon Carter garbage time because that's the only reason it was a close game. But let's start off talking about the positive. The Bulls got out to another slow start, but in this game, you probably have one of the better games from Josh Giddey and Buzelis at the same time. They combined for 45 points. But let's start off talking about Josh Giddey. How'd you feel about Josh Giddey's 25-point, 9 assist, 6 rebound night? Oh, and a block as well.
I mean, it's good to see him getting himself going. We haven't seen a great preseason from Josh Giddey to this point, and so I felt like it was a game that he really needed. He hasn't played bad the last couple of games, but just you kind of wondered, okay, does he still have that ability that we saw at the end of last season to kind of get himself going, not only in the offensive category but getting everybody else involved at a high clip while being able to score. It was good to see that he was able to have, one of those nights. It didn't change much. It didn't help much. I thought this was a game that the Bulls got behind and it was over. It was incredibly lackluster.
They only won the fourth quarter.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought this was probably the worst basketball game we've seen the Bulls play in quite a while. And I get it, it's preseason, so it's not going to matter, but this is one of those games where you knew you were going to play well into the third. The first time out, Billy Donovan was cussing people out.
Yeah.
And I always throw this caveat out there. The Bulls have never been good against Denver. When Jordan was on the team, we didn't play well going to Denver. I think last year was the first time in like 5 years when we beat Denver in Denver. So I don't expect that to change during the preseason. But the effort just wasn't there and the intensity wasn't there. And I thought that defensively, Josh Giddey looked like he was struggling to find his footing. A Josh Giddey who had played pretty well defensively in games leading up to this. And so not the best day. I love the fact that the offense is still there, but I'm reminded of the Derrick Rose quote. You did all that work to put up 50 in a loss.
Yeah.
I mean, like he scored well. Good to see it. Hopefully that plays into the season, but it didn't really impact winning today.
Yeah, I mean, the team, this is the first time where the team felt like it just didn't have any rhythm. And, usually somebody comes in and then the Bulls find the rhythm, even the starters don't have it. And we never really found that. Despite Giddy having 6 assists today, like it never really felt like we had that thing that made us pop. Like that was what this team was really built off of. Like as much as people talk about the run that Giddy and Kobe went at the end of that season, also in watching those games, it was the balance that everybody had. It was how everybody was involved in playing for each other. And we still had 31 assists today, which is cool on 41 made baskets. That means most of our baskets were assisted, but it's not just about the assist number. It's about that rhythm and that pace. We never had that today, and Denver did a good job of throwing us off that. I mean, they are one of the top teams in the more difficult conference for a reason. They got an MVP on their team.
Yeah. And listen, you got destroyed early on in this game, points in the paint wise. The rhythm clearly was there for Denver. Again, I think that being in Denver plays a part in it. I don't remember a preseason game to the West Coast.
Oh, we always play some West Coast preseason.
Like in the West Coast though?
I can go back and verify that.
I don't remember a preseason game. Like maybe I'm wrong, but this felt like a weird game. Like at no point going into this
game, felt like a weird game.
At no point going into this game did I go, the Bulls are going to win this game. Like this felt like a game that the Bulls 110% were going to struggle in. And I thought the big thing, listen, you got cooked in the points in the paint. Jamal Murray was eviscerating Isaac Okoro the entire time. Like that matchup did not work. And maybe that's something to kind of keep an eye on there. That's probably the first real score that he's had to match up with, and there was a little bit of concern there that it just seemed like Jamal Murray is not the fastest dude in the league, and Isaac Okoro seemed 3 steps slow.
Yeah.
But again, maybe that is, the Denver altitude playing a part in that. I don't know. This team didn't look like the Bulls team that we've seen the entire time.
So we played 3 on the road West Coast games since 2000, the start of the preseason in 2020. Do you want to guess which teams those were?
I'll say Minnesota.
No.
Technically a West Coast. Are you saying Western Conference or you saying West Coast?
Western Conference teams is basically what I'm.
Well, clearly Denver, the Thunder.
So you actually correct. We played Denver twice. We actually played them this year, and then we played them in the 2022-23, and then 2020-21 we went to OKC.
Oh, all right.
But that's only times in 5 years. 3 times in 5 years we've gone on the road in the West Coast. So I guess more times than that.
Yeah. Listen, did we win the other Denver game?
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
No, don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it. No,
probably not. I mean, because like you said, we always get a butt kicked in Denver, so that doesn't even surprise me.
The one thing that I did like, and I continue to like about this Bulls team is that they don't just lay down and die. But defensively today, I think some concerns were raised because you saw your starting unit play well through the second half into the third quarter, and they couldn't find any answers defensively. Billy Donovan tried to swap in Patrick Williams in there to get some help in there, swap in Zach Collins in there to get some help in there. These are the teams that you have to match up against when you get into the regular season to prove, hey, we're not same old Bulls, same old Bulls. Yeah, I get it. You're not playing Denver every night, but that was a poor game plan defensively. I thought the game plan was poor. I thought the execution of the game plan was poor. And I thought the adjustments was poor. I'll say this was Billy Donovan's worst game coaching in preseason. I'll throw that in there as well.
You know what it felt like? It feels like almost like everybody involved is like, hey, we're almost to the end of the preseason. Just don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it felt like everybody mailed this one in because, like you said, Billy Donovan's coached a pretty damn good preseason. It just felt like this wasn't a game where whether it was because of the traveling, all that type of stuff, they just didn't feel like the same team that we've been watching. They just haven't. So,
no, hopefully we see this team pick back up. I would assume that's probably, what do we have? One more preseason game?
One more preseason game against Minnesota on Thursday.
Yeah, I would assume that's probably it for our starters playing deep into games. Maybe you see a quarter to finish out. I'll ask you this, though. Like, what we saw today offensively, and Denver's not going to be a great defensive team. I think that's pretty clear to say as well. But what we saw today offensively from Giddy, from Ayo, from Modest, does it feel like that's the core? I know Kobe's not out there right now, but that core felt very comfortable offensively.
Yeah, Kobe's not out there. But yeah, for the most part, Kevin Huerter's going to have a place in that too. Trey Jones is going to have a place in the offense too. But their roles are kind of focused on other things. But yeah, I do feel like it's a core building here. How good that core is going to be, that's what you play the games for. But it does feel like it finally does feel like the Bulls are moving towards a direction, Pat. Like it's a preseason game. It is what it is. It was a bad preseason game. People played bad, but it does feel like the Bulls have a roster build in mind and the type of players that they want for that. And they got a lot of those guys here. We got 7 guys under contract next year. So we have a chance to really kind of change the makeup if we want to, but it really does feel like they have a vision that they feel very confident in, and they're actually building towards that and thinking about the fit in that and everything they do.
It doesn't feel like we can go 10 deep with the roster that we have right now. Now looking at it, because I don't know who 10 would be. I don't even know who 9 would be at this point.
No, 9's easy. So you got the starters, Kobe,
right. You got
Giddey,
5.
Okoro.
Yeah, 9's probably easy.
And then you got Trey, Ayo, Zach. That's 8 right there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kevin Huerter.
And Huerter is probably a 9. Yeah, 9 is easy. I wonder who gets the I know everybody's got to come back, but usually when real basketball starts, your guys who get the shots are your guys. I wonder if it's just going to be Kobe gets all these shots, or if we see kind of a spreading out of that. And maybe, I'll be honest with you, I keep saying this, I don't know what Ayo's shots are going to look like, because Ayo's getting to the bucket so easy. It looks like the teams just aren't playing defense on him. Maybe he truly is just that much of a dog finishing at the rim. But
I mean, if it is finished, the benefit about it is that, like you said, we don't know how many shots he's going to get. But keep in mind, Ayo's always been around 50% shooting from the season, so he's always been efficient, right? So because of his efficiency, it still allows for some other shots to go around to some other people.
This is going crazy though. This man shot 70% from the field, and they all looked easy.
Yeah, bro. He was shooting 66% before tonight on the whole preseason. So, yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's going to be crazy. But we're going to talk a little bit more about Ayo Dosunmu and Modest Buzelis coming up next in the next topic. But first, I do got to get into a message from Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there is Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Maximizing investments, increasing your savings rate, easily reviewing finances with your partner and our financial advisor, keeping a clear view of your financial health week to week and long term. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONNBA. Also got to talk to you guys about another sponsor, and that is Game Time. There goes Pat. Basketball season is officially here, and nothing beats being in the arena for those opening games. But let's be real. Getting tickets can be a total headache. Between watching in queues, surprise fees, and prices that jump right before checkout, it's easy to get frustrated when all you want to do is cheer on your team. That's where Game Time comes in, the app that gives fans the advantage. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring amazing NBA tickets fast, easy, and stress-free. I recently used Game Time to grab seats for one of the Bulls preseason games, and it couldn't have been any simpler. I had great seats in minutes. You take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. All right, Pat, the guy, this is your guy. You think he's going to make a big leap this year. 20 points for Modest Buzelis today on really efficient shooting. But the thing, we talked about scoring with Josh Giddey. We'll get to Modest's scoring in a second. 5 blocks, the block party for Modest Buzelis. How you feeling about his game today?
Listen, it only matters if you play on both ends of the court. I thought that there were times where Modest definitely got cooked. Usually when he was matched up against Jokic, which let's not start doing that. But I thought defensively, am I going to sit here and tell you that Modest Buzelis is going to, lock people up one-on-one ISO ball? Probably not. Am I going to sit here and tell you that he could be an absolutely dangerous player as far as a chase down block, as far as the help side defense, as far as being somebody who is catching a player from behind that's not suspecting the block is coming? 100%. And I think that adds to the defense because now you have to think about, okay, where is he? There's a lot of times where you get guys who aren't great defenders, but they can play defense by having the offensive player on the other side have to go, this looks like a way too easy layup. Where's Modest? Right? How many guys have been affected or have absolutely chickened out because of where's LeBron at? Or those guys who have been great at the chase down block. Where's Kevin Garnett? You know what I mean? Like, I think those are the moments that you have to look at and say, that is an asset to your team defensively. I don't know if Modest is to the point where I'm going to say, right, he's an elite defender. He's a top defender. But do I think that he's to the point where he's always watching to see how can I impact a play? 100%. And I think that's something, if you're a Bulls fan right now, you should be excited about and hang your hat on.
Yeah, I mean, Modest is something to be excited about just in general because, like, Modest just grows at such a great rate. And I think a lot of these blocks today also were like, all right, if you can get past, and this is where Modest needs to learn to use his length at, right? Even if you do get past him, there's an opportunity he can still block your shot. And like you said, that puts fear in people's minds. That makes them think about going to the hole against the Chicago Bulls. And that right there is a form of rim protection. If you can make people second guess if they even want to take it in, that's what you want to do. Whoa.
You went crazy a couple of times.
Did I?
That breakdown, bro.
That's crazy.
See, you said I love to watch Modest grow and
I like to. That's not what I said. Anyway,
it got wild
crazy.
for a second.
That's crazy. But no, I mean, just Modest and the growth and development that he's had, man, has been great. I think there's just learning on the fly. He wants to be great, and you feel that he wants to be great, and because of that, he's going to keep working on his game, man.
No, 100%. Listen, if you want to talk about the impact that, being able to go out there and just block shots like that can have on you, it ended Ben Simmons' career. That was just Trae Young.
But that was also his just fear of shooting. The thing that comes with being a basketball player.
He didn't have a fear of dunking until then.
That's true.
He used to dunk on everybody. All of a sudden, Trae Young come down. Oh, it was over. You know what I mean? No, like, honestly, I think the defense in any form that you get is going to be exciting when you have a player who's shooting 7 for 12 on the other side, 58% from the field, 3 for 7 from the three-point line, 20 points on 12 shots, got to the free throw line 3 times. Like, Modest, I keep saying this, Modest feels like he's going to have the opportunity to take that next step if he wants to grab hold of.
For sure.
It doesn't feel like, and I thought that one of these preseason games you would kind of see Billy Donovan go, all right, kid, we're getting cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Show me what you got. Go out there and take those shots. Go out there and find your rhythm. Go out there. And I'm kind of waiting for that moment to happen. It almost feels like at every turn, while Modest wants more, Billy's pulling on the reins saying, not yet. Not yet. We gotta let you get there first. Not yet. And I can't criticize the development of it because he looks pretty freaking elite to me as far as scoring right now through the preseason.
Yeah, and, I mean, he's also shooting a really good percentage through the entire preseason, and it seems like he knows where he wants to go, and and it's hard to stop him from getting there, like for the defense. So like, and shooting more confidently too. Like, you're seeing him take people off the dribble. We didn't get to see a lot of that. So I get what you're saying as far as it seems like he's ready to go, and Billy Donovan's kind of keeping it restricted. And like you said, it's working. As long as it's working, it is what it is. But I do think it's keeping Modest hungry, and I think it's because they want Modest to do so many things. If it was just simply as we want Modest to go out there and score a bunch of points, I do think Billy may turn him a little bit more loose. But because they do want him to facilitate some, they want him to have the energy to go stronger on the defensive side of the ball, all those type of things. And that's also why you're seeing a little bit of restricting him from himself, because you can tell Modest is ready.
Yeah, Modest is like a spring. You know what I mean? Like you hold a spring. If you let it go slowly, it don't fly out of your hand and go, crazy. If you let that mug go all at once, it'll bounce all around the room. I think that's kind of where Modest is at right now. Where Billy, I think Billy's going to have to protect him from himself a little bit. Not to say don't go hard early in the game, but I don't know if Modest is to the point where he knows, hey, the fourth quarter is going to be very important.
That's
you need to have the energy and the wherewithal to be ready to go in the fourth quarter. We're also not seeing Modest play the fourth quarter I think he played a little bit in this game, maybe. Modest played 4 minutes in the fourth quarter of this game. He took one shot. It was a 3-pointer. Like, when you start to see what his fourth quarter minutes look like, I think that's when you really, you wonder where those extra shots are going to be for a guy like Modest Buzelis. Lachlan Albrecht ain't going to be out there. Emmanuel Miller ain't going to be out there. Jalen Smith for sure ain't going to be out there. Jalen Smith, wow.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We got to end it because, Jalen, trade him now. There got to be somebody who's looking at this and saying, hey, we actually need some point guard depth. There got to be somebody out there who needs that, because we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, let me ask you this. I know we haven't got to see Kobe out there at all. With Okoro being another player who's not expected to get a bunch of shots, anything like that. Do you still feel confident that you're going to see a substantial rise in shots from Modest Buzelis this year of over? Because I think 2 or 3 more shots. Do you think it's going to be more than that once everybody's fully healthy?
I mean, listen, he's been around 11, 12 through all of these games, and he really hasn't played a ton in the fourth quarter. Really hasn't shot the ball at all in a lot of the
That's a
end
good
of
point.
third going into the fourth quarter portions of the game. A lot of those times, and I'm not saying that it's going to be him taking step back jump shots. There's going to be a ton of plays for him, but with how modest hustles, like a day like today, how does he not get 5 more shots off, 5 more attempts? That could just be putbacks on offensive rebounds. That could just be running the floor after a rebound from Josh Giddey and he's wide open down the court and he throws it down and gets it done. Like, I think it would be pretty tough for me to envision a world where Modest isn't getting 15 to 17 shots at probably pretty early on in this season. And we'll see what he's able to do with them. Listen, at every point he's gotten a little bit more and he's been able to take advantage of it. We'll see what happens when the games become real. If he takes advantage of it, who knows what this becomes. I don't think it'll ever be like Modest is getting 35 shots. That's not Billy's offense.
Yeah.
So it's never going to be that. It's always going to be Kobe's going to have 14 to 16. It's going to be Giddy's going to get, 8 to 10. Like, there's always going to be a balance in it no matter what. So we'll see what ends up happening for Modest moving forward this season. We got to talk about Jevon Carter trying to make this game again. He knows he's never getting off the bench again. So we got to talk about that coming up next. First, we got to tell you guys all about FanDuel. The NFL season is here, and you don't want to miss this offer that FanDuel has for you right now. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if that bet hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. The best part about FanDuel, gives you so many ways to play. Parlays, player props, and even following live lines during the game. It makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something riding on the action. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started again. That's FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
All right, Pat, we got to talk about it before we get up out of here today. Jevon Carter, 22 minutes, 17 points. He went 7 of 11 from the field, 3-6 from three-point range. He had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers. Bro, who keeps turning Jevon Carter loose at the end of the game, bro?
Diddy. I think that listen, it's exactly what we just saw. Again, I asked you earlier, did you see that clip of Taylor Horton Tucker cuffing that man's head over
no, you
overseas to dunk on him, bro?
I got something that you also do need to see from this game a moment, but keep talking.
But bro, when you're going out there and these are your big games, you got to make the most of it. I'm glad that Jevon Carter is. He's never leaving the bench. If we see Jevon Carter a part of real rotations, we got real problems. Billy Donovan has lost his mind. The only reason that Jevon Carter is even being seen right now is because that's the spot that Kobe White's probably going to have, and they want to have somebody with a similar build in that spot in the rotation, and they not giving Kevin Knox a jersey. He ain't even got a number yet, bro. You ain't seen a number announced for Kevin Knox, bro.
Oh, yeah. I told you Kevin Knox is never going to suit up for the Bulls. He's not even going to take the little photo shoot in the jersey. He's going to be signed for a little while. Then they're going to sign him to a G League deal.
Bro, that man Kevin Knox over there wearing an infinity symbol is his number, bro. They got him with a Jewel Osco jersey right now, bro.
Hey, did you watch Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Did you finish season 2 yet? Huh?
No.
Oh, well, that's where Jevon Carter is going to be in the season. For those that's finished season 2 of Peacemaker, you'll know once you get there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is what I wanted to show you. This was the moment from the game that nobody's talking enough about.
Oh, bro, it's on the thumbnail, brother. It's on the thumbnail, brother. Listen. I mean, you can't get a foul more personal than that. That's got to be a testicle foul.
That is the most personal fouls I've ever seen in my life, bro. That's crazy.
Remember them It's Real 85 videos where they used to do the voiceovers of the players?
Yeah. We need to bring those back. You need to tell Joel he needs to do some of those. Bring those
Technical
back.
foul.
That
Excessive groping.
Bro, I saw that and I was just like, hey, bro, this is crazy, man.
Bro, that was diabolical work. I mean, do whatever you got to do to get the ball, but I didn't think that's what it meant.
Whatever you got to, by any means necessary.
Talk about your jump balls. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love.
Out of here.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.
You guys can follow me at CEO Haize. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Fubo TV, basically anywhere you want us, you can get it. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, y'all. Peace.
Was that Bruce Brown that got a hold of him like that? Who was it?
It gotta be Bruce Brown, right?
You's a freaky ass. Bro, did I say a testicle?
You definitely said that, bro.